When most people think about real estate, they picture houses, the charming bungalow, the sleek condo, maybe the shiny tower downtown. But here's the thing. Real estate isn't just about buildings. It's about systems. Underneath every for sale sign is a complex web of data, finance, regulation, and strategy. A machine that drives billions of dollars and shapes entire cities. Welcome to the Real Estate and Development Analytics series. This is Curious Modeling, and in this first episode, we're going to peel back the curtain on how the whole thing really works. Real estate isn't one game. It's a team sport with a lot of players, each working their angle. You've got developers who hunt for land, design projects, and take the biggest upfront risks. You've got investors who bring capital and expect a return. Lenders, the banks and financial institutions, are the ones that make or break a deal. Local governments regulate what can be built and where, and then brokers and agents grease the wheels of transactions. And finally, you get consumers. Whether they're buyers, renters, or businesses, they're the demand side of this enormous machine. What's fascinating is that each of these players runs on data. Developers study land values, investors model risk, lenders care about rates and comps, cities track zoning and infrastructure, and consumers, they model affordability, once even if they don't call it that. If crime can be modeled, and we showed that in the last series, then so can real estate. When a developer decides whether to build a condo tower or a strip mall, that decision is backed by site selection models, demand forecasts, pricing projections, and risk analysis. Real estate analytics combines two things: where something is and when it happens. That's why so many of the strongest real estate data sets are geospatial and time series based. We model neighborhoods the way meteorologists model storms. We look for patterns that tell us where value is moving, what kind of projects the market will support, and how fast. Here's a stat that blows people's minds. Real estate represents roughly 13% of the US GDP. Every construction crane represents more than a building. It's wages, materials, tax revenue, lending, insurance, transportation, and yes, data. Real estate is cyclical, like a heartbeat. When interest rates drop and credit flows, markets heat up. When credit tightens or demand cools, things contract. And because real estate is so interconnected, a shift in this market can ripple through the entire economy. We saw that in 2008, and we're seeing new versions of it in the post-COVID economy. To really understand real estate analytics, you have to understand the development lifecycle. Step 1, land acquisition. Someone identifies a parcel, maybe farmland, maybe a warehouse lot, and asks, what could this be? Step 2, entitlement, zoning, permits, political processes. This is where many projects either take off or die quietly in a folder at City Hall. Step 3, financing. Lenders and investors structure deals, stacking debt and equity like a very expensive game of Jenga. Step 4, construction. Budgets meet reality, risk meets concrete. Step 5, marketing and lease-up. Pricing, demand, absorption rates. Analytics is everywhere here. Step 6, stabilization or sale. That's when the asset starts generating steady income or gets sold off to the next investor. Each one of these steps can be modeled, and that's exactly where this series is headed. Real estate is more than a place to live or work. It's a predictive system. If we can understand how these models work, we can forecast growth, spot risks earlier, and make smarter investments. Whether we're building skyscrapers or buying our first home. This series is going to unpack the models behind land selection, pricing, forecasting, gentrification, regulation, and the future of smart cities. In the next episode, we'll dig into one of the oldest rules in real estate: location, location, location. But we'll talk about it the way data people do, with geospatial models, zoning overlays, and algorithms that can spot the next hot neighborhood before the headlines do. If you're curious about how data actually shapes the places we live, subscribe and follow along. This is Curious Modeling, and we're just getting started.